Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel, Mountain State Iron. Today I've got something pretty cool to talk about. This is the Kershaw Iridium Model 2038, and it's a pocket knife that's been my daily carry for the past couple of weeks. And man, it is impressing me in a lot of ways. So let's take a look, unbox it quickly here. It comes in a very basic, standard Kershaw type box. Nothing inside except for a QR code. And inside of this plastic bag is this beauty. So let's get her opened up and take a look. All right. So if you're in the market for a solid EDC that's not going to break the bank, stick around because I'm diving into all the details, the features, what I love about it, a few potential drawbacks, and why it's such a steal right now. Let's jump right in. So first off, let's cover the basics. The Iridium has a 3.4-inch blade made from D2 steel, which is high carbon tool steel known for its excellent edge retention and toughness. The D2 isn't fully stainless, so it holds its razor sharp edge longer than some softer steels, but you do have to keep an eye on it to prevent any rust, and we'll talk more on that later. So the blade shape, it's a classic spear point, which gives it a nice piercing tip and a straight edge that's versatile for everything from slicing boxes to prepping food. And it's got a plain edge with no serrations. And the grind is a satin finish on the grinds with a stone wash look on the flats. Really, it looks like a polished, almost a polished blade to me. It's a very nice, smooth finish. It looks sleek and modern, but not too flashy, but definitely feels very premium in your hand. The blade thickness, it's about 0.107 inches, so it's sturdy without being bulky. One thing I really dig is the jimping on the thumb ramp area. It doesn't actually ramp up, but I just call it that. But here on the back of the spine, you have 3 notched grooves that are prominent enough to give your thumb a solid grippy hold when you're putting pressure on the spine for more controlled cuts, but it's short and doesn't dig into your skin uncomfortably. So really it's perfect for those times when you need extra leverage without slipping. Now let's talk about the pivot construction. This is where the Iridium shines. It uses Kershaw's KVT ball bearing system, which makes the action incredibly smooth. I mean, you flick it open with the thumb stud and it deploys like butter every single time. No assisted opening here, it's all manual, but it's so well tuned that it feels effortless and fun to play with. The lockup's positive and rock solid. There's really no play in here. And let's take a look at the centering. Blade centering is excellent between those aluminum scales. So speaking of lock, Kershaw's Duralock mechanism, which is basically a beefed up crossbar lock made from solid steel. It slides back ambidextrously to release the blade, and it's super secure. I put this thing through some tough tasks in the last 2 weeks, and it hasn't budged. The handle scales are gray anodized 6061 T6 aluminum. You know, they're lightweight at around 3.3 ounces total weight, and they've got a nice contour that fits comfortably in the hand. The overall length open is about 7.9 inches. Closed, it's 4.5 inches, so it's slim and barely noticeable in your pocket. Plus, there's a reversible deep carry pocket clip that's tip up only, but it works great on either side for lefties or righties. Oh, and there's a bronze anodized backspacer and lanyard hole if you are into using that. After carrying this knife for every day for 2 weeks, here's what stands out to me. It's incredibly well balanced. It's not too heavy or handle heavy, just right for quick, maneuvers. The pivot action is extremely smooth, and the lock engages positively with the satisfying click. Hopefully that picks up on this video. Out of the box, it was razor sharp. I was cutting lots of rope with it this week, and it still retained its edge really well. I've done some other standard tasks with it, like opening packages and even some light whittling with some sticks for marshmallows and things like that with the kids, and it's working excellently for that kind of those kinds of tasks. And flicking it open is just plain fun. It's got that fidget factor without being gimmicky. In the pocket, it's slim and low profile. I forget it's there half the time, which is exactly what you want in an EDC. The spear point blade shape also lends itself well to personal protection, should you ever need that. I'd say it's pointy enough to be intimidating but practical for everyday use. And that jimping, like I said, it provides great grip for your thumb on the spine without being overkill. Benefit-wise, this knife punches above its weight class. The D2 means you won't be sharpening every other day. And a lot of people don't like V2, lack of stainlessness, but that's one of its advantages. The aluminum handles keep it light and corrosion resistant for the most part, and the whole build feels premium, like something you pay a lot more for. Right now on the Kershaw site, they're selling it for, I believe, about $80, and it's listed at $100. I picked it up on Amazon for $60, which is really, in my opinion, a steal for the quality that you're getting here. That said, no knife is perfect, and there are a couple of drawbacks worth mentioning. First, the D2 steel, while tough, it's not like we spoke about, it's not rust resistant. It's something like 440C or VG10. So if you live in a humid area or you sweat a lot, you'll want to oil it occasionally to keep the spots, at bay. I've had no issues yet, but it's something to note. The aluminum handles are durable, but they can pick up scratches or dent easier than steel or G10 if you're rough on your gear. Also, some folks might find that the deep carry clip might be a little too deep. It sits very low in the pocket, which is great for concealment, but it can make it a tad slower to draw if you're in a hurry. And while the action's smooth, it's not assisted. So if you prefer spring-loaded deployment, this may not be your pick, but Kershaw does have some other options for those folks. Overall, the Kershaw Iridium has quickly become one of my favorites. It's reliable, fun to use, and offers killer value at a sale price. If you're looking for a modern folder that's built to last without all the hype, grab one. You won't regret it. So thanks for watching. Hit that like button. If this helps, subscribe, please. And I can provide more reviews on some really cool upcoming knives that I have. And let me know in the comments, what knife you'd like to see me check out next. Thanks so much. Catch you on the next one.